Have you ever stopped to think that your cat might be sensing things you can't see? That strange behavior, the fixed stare, or that sudden approach might be more than just curiosity. Cats have incredibly sharp senses and an emotional sensitivity that goes far beyond what most people realize. They pick up on subtle vibrations, react to changes in the environment, and often detect hidden intentions before you're even aware of them. As you spend time with a cat, it's common to notice behaviors that seem out of the ordinary. And when these behaviors happen at specific moments, like in the presence of certain people, in particular places, or during emotionally intense situations, it's worth paying attention. What looks like typical feline behavior might actually be a silent warning, a sign that something isn't right. In this video, we're going to explore this lesser-known side of cats, their protective instincts, their refined perception, and the ways they try to communicate with their humans when they sense danger nearby. Because sometimes, what your cat is trying to tell you is exactly what you need to hear. And if you enjoy learning more about your pet's behavior and want to give them a happier, healthier life, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We post daily videos made with care and responsibility just for you. Unusual vocalizations during tense moments. Cats have their own language, made up of sounds, gestures, and looks. And while many pet owners are used to soft meows or gentle purring, there are times when a cat makes completely different sounds, louder, more intense, even startling. These sounds aren't random. They usually appear in moments of tension, conflict, or when the cat senses something is off in the environment. Imagine you're having an argument with someone, or a visitor arrives, and the mood shifts. Your cat, who was calm just moments ago, starts meowing insistently, or lets out a low growl, almost like a warning. In some cases, they might even make a sound that resembles a scream. These vocalizations are emotional expressions. They're attempts to break the tension, get your attention, and let you know something isn't right. Science has already shown that cats can recognize human emotions and respond with specific behaviors. They sense anger, sadness, fear, or dishonesty in the air. And when those emotions intensify, the cat reacts. They're not just uncomfortable, they're trying to intervene. It's as if they're attempting to balance the energy in the room or protect you from something they perceive as dangerous. These unusual vocalizations are often ignored or misunderstood. But for those who truly know their cat, they're a clear sign that something is out of the ordinary. And when a cat vocalizes during tense moments, they're acting as an emotional sentinel. Change in behavior in emotionally charged environments. Have you ever noticed that your cat avoids certain rooms in the house? Or that when they enter a specific space, they become restless, their fur stands up, or they start meowing in a different way? These behaviors might seem odd, but they're more common than you think. And they could be signs that your cat is sensing something you're not aware of. Cats are incredibly sensitive to subtle stimuli. They detect temperature shifts, sounds that are imperceptible to humans, electromagnetic fields, and according to many experts and anecdotal reports, even emotional and spiritual energies. When a space is emotionally charged, whether due to lingering tension, frequent arguments, or objects that carry negative memories, a cat may respond with discomfort, anxiety, or even fear. There are cases where a cat will outright refuse to enter a room they used to frequent without issue. In other instances, they might start avoiding specific furniture, like a chair someone often sits in, or a corner of the house where you tend to go when you're feeling down. These behaviors aren't random. They're responses to something the cat is picking up on, even if you can't pinpoint it. Some animal behavior specialists and holistic therapists believe that cats try to neutralize these energies with their presence. That's why you might see them rubbing against objects, sleeping in specific spots, or purring more intensely in tense environments. They're trying to restore balance. The cat avoids or stares intensely at a person. Have you ever noticed your cat acting strangely when someone enters your home? Sometimes they hide, move away, or freeze and stare at the person with a fixed, suspicious gaze. This behavior might be a much deeper signal than it appears. Cats are extremely sensitive to the energy in their surroundings and to people's intentions. They're not fooled by fake smiles or polite words. If someone enters your space carrying heavy energy, negative intentions, or emotional baggage, your cat may sense it before anyone else does. As research has shown, cats can recognize human facial expressions and associate them with emotional states. They pick up on subtle cues like tone of voice, body language, and even pheromones released during stress or anger. When your cat avoids someone, they're trying to protect themselves. And when they stare, they're on high alert, watching, analyzing, ready to respond. It's as if they're telling you, this person isn't trustworthy. What's most remarkable is that these signs often appear before you feel any discomfort yourself. The cat senses what's behind the surface. They feel what's hidden. The cat approaches when you're emotionally shaken. There are times when everything feels heavier. You're sad, anxious, worried, and suddenly your cat appears. They come closer slowly, lie down next to you, purr more intensely, or simply watch you in silence. For many, this seems like a simple act of affection. But in reality, it could mean much more. Cats have an incredible ability to sense their human's emotional state. They know when you're vulnerable, even if you don't say a word. And when they feel it, many cats take on a comforting role. They approach not only to soothe you, but also to protect you. When they sense you're fragile, they become more present, more attentive, more connected. In some cases, this gesture goes beyond emotional comfort. There are stories of cats becoming restless, trying to get their human's attention, positioning themselves strategically, as if they're trying to prevent something bad from happening. They feel the energy in the room, notice subtle shifts, and respond with instinct and affection. If your cat comes close to you during difficult times, don't dismiss it. They're offering you more than just physical contact. They're offering presence, protection, and a silent but powerful connection. And maybe in that moment, they're telling you exactly what you need to hear. You're not alone. The cat positions itself between you and another person. Sometimes, a cat's behavior seems almost human. They don't just observe, they act. And one of the most telling behaviors is when they place themselves between you and someone else. At first glance, it might look like curiosity or a desire for attention. But in truth, it could be a protective gesture. When cats sense something off in the environment, or when a person feels like a potential threat, they may physically position themselves between you and that person. It's as if they're trying to block access, to create a barrier. This kind of behavior is more common in cats who live closely with their humans and know their emotional patterns well. They can tell when you're uncomfortable, insecure, or vulnerable. And when they notice that someone triggers that reaction in you, they respond. They become more present, more watchful, more protective. There are accounts of cats following their humans around the house during visits, lying down between them and the guest, or sitting in front of the bedroom door when a stranger is nearby. These actions aren't random. They're instinctive responses to something the cat is sensing, even if you haven't noticed it yet. The cat sleeps in strategic spots near you. Have you ever noticed that your cat chooses very specific places to sleep? Sometimes it's at the foot of the bed, other times by the bedroom door, or even right on your chest. These behaviors, which might seem like simple comfort seeking, can actually carry a much deeper meaning, especially when they happen during moments of vulnerability or emotional tension. Cats are incredibly aware of their surroundings and highly attuned to human emotions. When they sense that you're feeling fragile or that something strange is happening around you, they may choose to sleep in strategic locations. Sleeping at the foot of the bed, for example, allows them to stay close to you while remaining in a position of alertness. Sleeping by the bedroom door might be their way of guarding the space, as if they're protecting you from external threats. This kind of behavior is common in cats who share a strong bond with their humans. They're not just seeking warmth or safety. They're positioning themselves with intention. In many ancient cultures, like in Egypt, cats were seen as spiritual guardians, capable of warding off negative energies and shielding their humans from unseen influences. Modern science also acknowledges that cats are sensitive to electromagnetic fields and emotional fluctuations. They notice when the atmosphere shifts, when tension builds, when you're in distress. And when they choose to sleep near you, they're not just offering companionship, they're offering protection. Cats are far more than pets. They are silent observers, vigilant guardians, and often the first to sense when something isn't right. Whether it's through a fixed stare, a sudden change in behavior, or an unexpected approach, they are constantly trying to communicate with you, especially when they feel you're in danger. Ignoring these signs could mean missing out on important warnings. Your cat doesn't speak your language, but they communicate through their body, their eyes, their gestures. And when they try to protect you, it's because something is happening, even if you haven't seen it yet. If you've ever experienced a moment when your cat warned you about a person, a place, or a difficult situation, share your story in the comments. Your experience might help other pet owners better understand the signals their cats are trying to send. If this content resonated with you, share it with other animal lovers. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any videos about the world of pets, and you'll help strengthen this community of conscious and connected pet owners. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.